Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. A profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of the hustle. We're here with TJ, all the way from New York City, Terry Johnson online, everywhere. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups. We're the Biz Chicks. We want to give a shout out to my co producer, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And today is Tuesday, so you know we're talking digital marketing and we're talking it in English, people. Don't be scared. Come on in, sit down, have a seat, and let's get to getting. How you doing this morning, TJ?
Oh, I'm doing great. How's everybody out there? We won't talk about what's going on because it's ongoing. So
All is well. That's
for
all we know.
now, for
Mhm.
now, for now, all is well. So I
All
want
is
to say
well.
welcome. Yeah, welcome to today's discussion, today's chat. We always welcome all the opinions and thoughts and comments from you guys in the audience. And I feel like this is a continuation from last week's show. So if you didn't watch last week, go back and watch it. I'm going to put the link in the chat after we're done,
Mhm.
or you'll be able to find it on the Biz Chicks page or on my page, Terry Johnson Online. And as always, I'm here to give you the latest in digital marketing news and trends, and to talk about the strategies of social media marketing, content marketing, email
Mhm.
marketing. We talk about branding. We talk about your website, SEO, everything you need to create a great strategy that grows your business online. So that's the purpose that we're here for today. And I want to say welcome to the replay viewers. Thank you, because I know a lot of people watch the replays, and I do too. I watch a lot of people that I follow online, and I can't watch it live, but Facebook gives you this nice little pop-up notification. The other platforms, they don't really, I mean, well, YouTube, if you subscribe, you will get a pop-up. But if you're on
Mhm.
Periscope, unless you have your notifications on, you won't know. But Facebook has this little great, somebody's going live and the little window pops up, and it's like an interruption to your day. So that's
Mhm.
how I catch a lot of people's lives if I can't. But if you can't catch it live, you will catch the replay. So be sure of that. What was that? Oh, yes. The replay viewers, share this out if you're here
Mhm.
live with us. Also, replay, if you're watching, please share it out, because we want more people to have the information that you're going to get today. We want to have more people in the conversation. We want to know what you think, what your opinions are. It's not just about us on screen. It's the
Mhm.
whole
Thank you.
everybody. Yeah,
Yes.
it's everybody. It's everybody that's listening to us now live in the replay. So we encourage you to share, and you know how to do that on the platform that you are on today. So we thank you. I'm going to bring up my comments and see if you're here, say hi. Let us know where you're from, because we do get people to join the chat from all over the globe. So we
Mhm.
would like to know if there are any new people viewing today, because I know we have people in Ireland, we've had England, some other places, Canada, other couple places
Italy,
where we've, yeah,
Scotland.
uh, yeah, I said Scotland. There was
Okay.
somewhere else I can't remember that we had somebody join, and we were like, oh,
I
that's a
know.
new
I
one.
know.
That's a new one. I can't remember which country. But we welcome everybody. So again, if you're here right now, please let us know. Please share this out. Join the conversation, because we are going to have a lively one. Thank you guys. Sorry, let me get a sip of water before I start talking. Thank you very much. So I'm gonna pull up my notes. So I like to have my notes to give my, so I'm not rambling, so I can stay on topic.
Oh, okay.
All right, hold on. Okay, so the topic I have typed down on the bottom, the title. The title of today's discussion is Down to the Core. Now, what is down to the core?
I
Well,
have
last week,
no idea.
so last week we talked about your marketing message. Remember,
Yes.
I was saying that and I was saying that you need to know your why, because the why drives everything that you do with your business and with your strategy. If you don't know your why, and we were trying I was trying to think of, we were talking about animal species that don't have the skeleton or inside the
Oh, yes.
bones inside, and I could not
Amoeba.
remember the I couldn't remember the word. It's the species, the invertebrates.
Oh,
That's what.
oh,
And the animal that I was thinking, well, not animal, I mean species of animal I was thinking about was a sea anemone. That's
oh,
what I had in my mind, because they live on the seabed on coral, and they don't move, they don't have a skeleton, but they survive. They eat and
oh.
survive, and they have tentacles that, wave the whatever their prey is into their mouth. So I was thinking of that, the invertebrates, because when you have that skeleton that you have, it kind of holds up the frame of your
Yes.
body. So you need your marketing message has to hold up the frame of your business, your strategy, and your business. So that's why it was like an odd thing to pop in my head last week, but that's the only thing I could think of a species of animal that survives. So you survive, your business survives when you have a structure, something that holds you up and tells you your why and leads to your marketing message, because you have to have a message to give to everyone. You just can't get on and say, well, and especially if you go live, I don't know what I'm talking about today. What do you mean you don't know what you're talking about? You have to have a message. So your why, your
Mm-hmm.
structure, your why is for humans, we have a skeleton that everything falls off of the bone, so to speak. So your why is the thing for your business that everything hangs on, and you say, hey, why am I doing this? And see, I mention this because things are bad for some people now, business wise, and you need to keep going. You need a reason to keep going, and it can't be, well, something vague. It has to be something specific. So if you know your why, and I don't say passion, I say your why, because people say, "Oh, follow your passion."
I,
I'm
I
like, some
never,
people.
I don't think I really understood that.
Well, see, people say follow your passion because you're supposed to have a passion that drives you, but
Oh,
everybody doesn't have a passion, or they may not know their passion. So what do they do? Now, if they know their why, that's a different story. That's the thing that can keep you going when stuff is not working, or your day isn't going right, or you wake up and you go, why am I doing this? See, know your why. So you ask yourself that question. Know
so
your
the
why.
why is, what's the reason for me doing this? Is
Hmm.
that basically what we're saying? Okay.
Yeah. You have to know that. I like to say that instead of your people say your passion. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
To me, that's like nailing Jello to the wall. I just, you know what I mean? It's like, okay.
nailing nailing Jello to the wall. I never heard that before.
Yeah,
Nailing Jello to the
it's
wall.
not easy. Okay.
Okay, so and there's another thing people say about throwing spaghetti on the wall to see what
He
sticks.
was sick. That's
That's
everything, right?
that's not a strategy that works. And see, that's why I'm talking about this process, because
Mhm.
people always, well, not people always, I shouldn't say that. I always say people always, but when I'm in forums and I'm in Facebook groups and things like that, I see the questions and the angst of people. Well, why isn't this working? I'm doing this like everyone says, and it's not working. And I'm like, well, because you're supposed to know your why, your
Mhm.
reason for doing things, that leads to your marketing message. That's what we talked about last week, your niche, your marketing
Mhm.
message. But you have to know the bigger picture, and then you niche it down and you
Mhm.
get a marketing message, and your marketing message helps you develop content for social media, writing a blog post, writing an article, creating a podcast, creating a funnel, creating an email list. Whatever you're doing, those things don't happen out of thin air, is what I'm trying to say. you
Mhm.
must have you must have a strategic plan. So that's why I always talk about here on when we're talking here on this discussion every week. That's what I'm going for. I'm telling you, you have to have a plan. You can't do things willy-nilly, throw spaghetti on the wall to see if it sticks. Like Carolina says, nail the jelly. You can't nail jelly to the wall. All of those sayings are going with your structure. That's why I got stuck on the animals that don't have a skeleton last week, and we got into this big discussion, and people were in the chat talking about octopus, and I think somebody said amoeba, and I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's it. It was sea anemone, is what I was thinking.
Okay.
Hi, Claudia. Claudia's here, and Claudia says, my passion is food. My why is creating food that is healthy to consume and leads to a changed food lifestyle. Yes, Claudia, I remember your great comments from last week, because the things you're saying is the things you're saying, you know your passion or your why, and you know your marketing message, because those things that she's saying, her passion is food. So she's going to niche that down into healthy food, and that creates her marketing message and it's right here in what she says. She wants to create healthy, she wants to talk about healthy food to consume and how it leads to a changed food lifestyle. That's very important today, Claudia. You're in the right spot, because we're in a pandemic. Scientists and doctors say you must live a healthy lifestyle, and we didn't do that before. So unfortunately, the people that are not surviving or having a hard time is what, according to what I'm hearing and reading, is people, you're not starting out with a baseline of a healthy lifestyle. You know what that means? Fried foods, cut it out. Eat more leafy greens, more fruits, more vegetables. Those are the things that Claudia talked about. So she's got her passion, her why, and it's general food. But there's so many types of food. There's so many cuisines and styles and cultures. But she's saying healthy food, but specifically healthy food that people will like to eat, I'm assuming, that tastes good and converts a person who has an unhealthy lifestyle into a healthier one. Because why? Living healthy, eating healthy leads to your health improving, you being able to fight off this bug and whatever else bug that's coming. I read yesterday the bubonic plague is in China. So this is the deal. So instead of you watching, and I always said this from the beginning, stop watching the news. Watch pleasanter things that gets you in a healthier frame of mind. And also, here's Claudia saying, okay, you got to start doing something about your health. There's no time to put it off. You know, you go to the doctor and they say, oh, you got to lose a few pounds. You got to eat healthy. And you go, yeah. And what do? You leave and go get a hot dog or something, right? A piece of chicken, right? Am I right?
Something fried. Yeah.
But that's how humans are. We like to bury our hands in the sand when it comes to something that we know we should do. And Claudia knows. She knows. Hey, Jerry, good morning. Blessings to Jerry. Good morning. So, I mean, that's really what I was, and I'm glad that Claudia put in her comments last week and today to reinforce that she has a strategy of she wants to talk about food, but you can't say, I want to talk about food. There's so many types of cuisine and food, and there's unhealthy food and healthy food. So she's narrowed it down, niched it down to healthy food, but specifically, I'm tripping on my words today, specifically healthy foods that apply now in the time of COVID-19, where you must try to get as healthy as possible. So if she puts her marketing message right, which she has, and she puts out content, she won't have any trouble attracting an audience, because she's going to talk about her why. It drives her when she wakes up. She knows the direction. It's her roadmap to creating content, creating articles. I need to do a podcast episode today, Claudia says. What am I going to talk about? Well, there's plenty of information to pick from the news. She could tie her healthy eating lifestyle into COVID, or she could turn it into just generally wanting to be healthy. There's a lot of ways she can go, but she knows the why. And she knows she wants to talk about healthy lifestyle, healthy food, educating people on making lifestyle changes now. So this is the perfect time to be heard. Because see, there's a part of this where I see this all the time in my groups. I can't No one's liking my post. No one's commenting on my posts. I can't get any engagement. Nobody's paying attention to me. It's so much noise. Yes, there's a lot of noise. But you're going to stand on your little soapbox of why, and you're going to have your megaphone, and you're going to shout it over and over until the people that need to hear the message, they'll come to you and stand in front of you on your little soapbox and listen to what you have to say, because you're going to know your why. You're going to have your message. You're going to be knowledgeable about the subject. That's another thing. You must be knowledgeable about the topic and subject that you want to talk about. See, again, you're going to, people say, oh, this is the time of video. You got to do an Instagram live or a Facebook live. You can't do that if you don't know your why, and if you don't know your niche, and you don't have a marketing message that's targeted to attract the right audience. See, all of those things tie in. And another part of that is knowledge, being knowledgeable. So in Claudia's case, if she's a nutritionist, that's another plus. She doesn't have to be, but it's a plus. There's another thing when you get certifications in a subject, that's another plus. It's an add-on. It's not necessary, but you must be knowledgeable about the topic in order to be, in order to talk about it and educate and bring others to the table.
In order to be an effective communicator, like Brenna's in here, and we know she knows her product backwards and forwards. And when new information comes out, she shares it with us.
So, yes, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. You want to share. You want to have knowledge. And see, that was the part that we talked about last week. But this week, we're talking about the core. Now, all of that sounds like the core, but it's not really the core of your marketing strategy that's going to get you the things that you want with your business, growing your business online. I'm going to tell you what the core is. The core is your story. The core is your story.
Okay.
You have to, all of those things I just talked about, we talked about last week. Now we're adding on more because you have to have the story, and I'm not talking about once upon a time, that kind of story. I'm talking about your business story. Okay. The core is very important because this is the key to the connection, because you can do all of the things that I just talked about, but you have to have a story. And a story is just you giving out information in a structure. There's the beginning, middle, and end. And it doesn't have to be a 500-page story. As you can see now, stories are popular in Facebook and Instagram. But how is the length? How long is the length of a story? 15 seconds. Now, how can you tell a story in 15 seconds? You don't. You create a string of stories that tell the complete story if you want to do a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that's up to you, how many stories you want to put out if you're using Facebook and Instagram. Now, there's stories. You can tell stories on Twitter also. Now, people don't think you can. And we talked a little bit about this on Friday because I was mentioning, there's an account you can follow that will thread all of the Twitter, because people are starting to write stories on Twitter. But guess what? Twitter is micro blogging, which it means one tweet is 280 characters. You can't tell a story in one tweet unless you're really, really good and really, really witty at getting a story into one tweet. You usually making a statement in a tweet. But people are starting to, and I've seen this over the last few years, people are starting to tell stories on Twitter because that's where their audience is. That's where they get the most attention. That's where they built up their audience. So that's naturally where they're going to tell this story. They might use other platforms. They might use Facebook and Instagram or whatever. But some people gravitate towards Twitter as their main social media platform. So lately I've seen a trend of people writing one tweet and then connecting it with the next and the next, all 280 characters. Now, they're telling a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. And however they started, they don't start once upon a time. They just said, hey, I just had an idea, blah, 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 blah. I thought about this, blah, blah, blah. But they put it into 280 tweets, and then they continue the story with the next tweet and the next tweet. So they're like a long chain of tweets. I'm starting to see that. So that's why I was bringing up the thread. I think it's Threader app. Let me type that in so you guys. I think it's Thread, like a thread. Threader app. I think that's it on Twitter.
Okay.
There's two of them, and there may be more, but the one I use is Threader app, and there's another one, Thread Reader or something, I want to say. But that's the key to telling a story on Twitter, the same way you would tell a story, you would create stories on Facebook and Instagram. So that's why when, I hear that Twitter wants to have a stories feature, I'm like, it's already a stories feature in text, unless they're going to add something where you're going to, do graphics or video. But I would have to investigate that. But the thing I'm trying to say is that you can tell a story anywhere because you need to do that. And it's not, Little Red Riding Hood or any of that. That's not the story I'm talking about. I'm talking the story of your why. It's the thing that's running you, your niche, and your message. Those are the things that are going to filter your story down into why would I care? Because that's what you have to think. When you're going online to make content for your business, why would my customer, my client care about this thing that I'm about to post on social media? So that's what you need to keep in mind. Why would they care? That's another driver of your story. Think about, okay, I want to post about something today, or I don't know what to post about. Ask yourself, would my audience, my clients, my customers, would they care about this thing that I'm talking about? See, that's the key. And that's the important question. You want to say, why would they care? Because that's going to keep you from making irrelevant content that doesn't work, or content that people pass by or scroll by or don't comment on. Because see, you're saying, would my client, my customer care about this thing that I'm about to talk about? If the answer is yes, go ahead and post it in any format you want, a video, a photo, a tweet, a text, image, graph, whatever it is. And if you ask yourself and you say, my client wouldn't care or my customer wouldn't care about this thing that I'm about to share, then your answer is no. And I always say, you don't have to post every day just because a guru said you have to post every day. That's not true. You don't have to post every day. It's good to post every day if you have the elements that I just said, that you have a message for today and you have a way to tell it, which is the core, the story. See how that works? Okay. So you have to have that. Now, it sounds complicated. Oh, I got to do all of this stuff. But not if your why is the thing you want to do. See, I didn't say passion. Claudia said passion. That's cool. But the thing that drives you is the engine that drives your content machine to create content. And your train doesn't have to go out every day. It can go out every other day.
Okay.
But only goes out when it has a purpose, when it's going somewhere. So your message, what do I have to say today? Ask yourself, does my client or my customer or my audience want or need to hear this? Yes, make it. No, move on to something else and come back to it. And then go and make your story and say, you know what? I was thinking about this with my business and I want to tell you why this is the way it is, or I want to tell you what I'm working on that you're going to be excited about, or I want to share this thing with you. And then you go into the story, the beginning, the middle, and end. That's up to you. And the story can be long, but I'm telling you to make it short as you possibly can, where you're making the point that you want to make with the message that's going to resonate with your audience. Got it?
Yes.
Does that make sense to everybody?
Absolutely. I don't always, but often equate, business with dating. And my thing is, you need to find out, is this where your date wants to have dinner? If they, you know what I'm saying? If they're allergic to peanuts, you might not want to take them to a restaurant that has peanut appetizers.
You might not want to go. Yeah, you might not want to go to Vietnamese or Chinese because they use a lot of nuts.
A lot of peanuts. And African soups often have peanuts. You know what I'm saying? You need to know something about who you're talking to and
Mhm.
what their preferences are. Is that
See,
make
I love that. I
sense?
love that analogy. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
Okay.
love that.
I like to simplify stuff because that's
Yeah.
what this chick says. We
Yeah,
don't like
that's what it means.
convoluted stuff.
We've
Okay.
always talked about dating and social media and growing your
Mhm.
business and using social media. It's like Terralina just said, you don't take your date, your audience to someplace they're allergic to.
Or I don't. I have some preferences about what I like to eat. There's certain foods I just don't like. So why would you
Right.
take me to a restaurant that serve that?
Right. So if you're going out with a somebody who's vegan or vegetarian, would you take them to a steakhouse? No. You ask those things in the natural conversation because those kind of preferences come up when you're talking. That's what we're saying. You have a
Exactly.
conversation. And then when you get on the date and you go, well, why does my date eat anything? Because the person is mad because they're vegan or vegetarian and you brought them to a steakhouse and like there's nothing they
Now,
can eat.
now here's the thing that I want to point out too, Terry. It's in your story. You tell them who you are so they can decide whether or not they want to go to
Yes.
dinner with you. And then the other thing is
Mhm.
once you're trying to get the date,
Right.
you need to listen to them. Did you hear them say they were vegan? You,
It comes up in the
but
conversation
you
that
were
you
so
have before the
busy.
date.
But you were so busy talking about who you are. And we
Right.
got this, and here's some watches, and we got cups, and we got.
I love that. You don't talk about yourself. I mean, because that's a natural thing that business owners want to talk about their business and what they sell or what services they offer. That's not the point. The point is what the customer or the client wants. What do the people in your audience want? And you give it to them. You don't give them what you want because you're not the parent. You're not the parent with a baby because you're gonna puree the carrots and you're gonna puree the peas and give the baby because the baby can't say I don't like that. I mean, they will throw it, but they
Put
can't
it out.
say it. So that's
Mhm.
not the kind of relationship you're having with your audience. You're
And
not the parent of them.
that's why people just ghost you because after a while they're like,
Yeah, and see the thing is when we have social media, the ghosting happens like that. It's Instagram. I always say Instagram is scrolling,
mhm,
scrolling, and if your stuff isn't eye catching and make the thumb
stoppable.
stoppable,
Hmm.
they gonna scroll past your whatever you took the time to make or paid somebody to make that didn't work because it didn't catch their eye.
Hmm.
We're in a super fast society. There is, yeah, we're in a super fast society. There is no let me investigate, and no, there's so many things in the world to take your audience attention. You have to go, you have to know laser targeted what they want because of all the things I just said about the why, the
Yeah,
niche, the messaging, and now the
exactly.
story.
And when you and I want to tie this together, Terry, in some language that that I understand, because I'm no marketing guru. My what I hear you saying is that when I talk to my audience, I don't have to give up who I am because I know my why. I can stick to my why. I just don't expect everybody to go on the date. Only the
Mm-hmm.
people who eat the same things that I eat, or in essence, are interested in what I'm talking about. Like with
Yeah.
Claudia, she's interested about helping people avoid illnesses through diet. So
Yeah.
those people who want that will come to her. Those people who want, to fry
Yeah.
everything and do and that's okay.
That's okay. That's not her audience. See, that's
Yeah,
why I say everybody's not your audience.
we're not telling people to change their why every time so they can get people to go on the date. Okay. I just
Yeah.
want to clarify
That's
that.
it. No, no, no. I love that. I love that analogy because your why doesn't change unless you start a whole nother new business because you got a wonderful, great idea. And this is the time of great ideas. COVID-19 is the great idea maker because I'm telling you, there's so many businesses and ideas and products and services that are going to come out of this. It's unfortunate
Mhm.
It is not pleasant that we're in this pandemic, but I'm just telling you, it's going to drive society further where things are, you're already seeing things are cleaner. Like here in New York, they never clean the subway. Never. Now they shut down from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. and clean every part of the train and the subway station. That never happened here. Never. And the subway's like 100 and something years old. They
Mhm.
never clean like that. They even have a machine that they take on the buses and the trains, a ultraviolet machine that
Yes.
zaps the machine, the zaps the subway cars and zaps the buses. But why are they doing this? Ask yourself why. Because the client, the customer audience is
customer.
demanding clean. Before I get on the subway, I haven't been on the subway, not since this. But when they have that thing perfected where it's like there's zero COVID or zero coronavirus or whatever, I'll ride. And that's how everybody else is feeling. Now that's unfortunate for the business of the MTA, which is the corporation that runs the transit system, because they're not getting as much revenue as they did before when 8 million people rode the subway and the buses every day to go to work and just to go. So now we're thinking, do I have to? I need to go someplace. Do I have a car? No. So I have to take the bus or the train. Well, I'm going to rethink that because I don't want to ride the bus and the train. So see how that works, where things are happening, where they're doing things that they haven't done before. And I'm saying about the cleaning. So you're going to find more businesses, places that will say, or they should say, this is what we're doing to keep the surfaces clean. This is what we're doing to clean the air, because now there's more talk of it being airborne because of the droplets that come from when people are talking to each other. So there's going to be more and more medical things that's happening, biomedical. If you want to start a cleaning service, this is your time. Right now, start the cleaning services because everyone is going to need that service more than ever before. So, and there'll be other inventions that come out of this, the necessity of this situation. There's going to be more inventions coming out of this. So this is it's like the best of times and the worst of times. Really.
Got it.
Okay, so getting back to your core, and that's why I say the story is your core, because you can have all of the things we talked about, but if you don't have a story, you don't have anything, because you're not going to post something without a story. Why? The niche, the message. Why are you doing this? Are you just doing it just because? Well, no, here's the thing. Well, you got to be, your business has to be on social media. So I'm just going to go on and just take a picture of the front of my store and just post something that doesn't mean anything. Well, no one cares about the front of your store, or if whatever your Shopify store is, and it doesn't appeal to everyone. It appeals to a niche market, and you got to go out and do the work of finding those people. And how do you bring them to you? A story. I'm not gonna care about you or what you're saying and what you're doing unless there's a story that you are telling me. And the story could be, there's 1,001 ideas. It could be why you're doing what you're doing, how you started your business, the people that you serve, the people that are happy customers, all kinds of things. But that's up to you, because you know the why, you know the niche, you know your messaging, and that's where Claudia comes in, because she has all of those things. So now all she has to do is just, what's my story for today? Do I have a story that I want to talk about? Yeah. So then you go to Twitter, or you go to Facebook, or you go to Instagram, you go to your website and write a blog post and put it on Pinterest, whatever. That's the tactical part of it, where to post. But you need to have the story, or else it's not going to work.
That seems to do all the time. No, we can't do that yet till we get your story straight. What did you
Yeah, right. What's your story?
And I equate this to the junior high dance, when the boys are standing on one side of the room, the girls are standing on the other side of the room, and someone's going to traverse that DMZ zone to come across and ask the girl to dance because they don't know if
Mhm.
they're going to get blown away, she's going to go stupid, loud talk them, whatever. So it takes a lot of bravery to do that. Okay.
Yes.
Because girls, we're kind of interesting in the 8th grade,
Right. It's all weird.
and we have no empathy. Okay.
Right.
So the thing is, when you get over across to the other side of the room,
Mhm.
you better have your what straight, Terry. You better have your rap
That's
ready,
it.
right? Right?
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's why we talk about dating. How are you gonna attract your
You have
date?
practiced that rap in the mirror. What you gonna say if she says this? What am I gonna do if she says yes, no, or maybe?
That's it. Exactly. That's it. That's it. I
So
mean
you gotta have
that's a
your
good
story straight.
right.
Mhm.
Get your story straight. What are you going to say? Because you're not going to get online and say, well, I heard, if you go on social media and do this. And that's why you see a lot of people talk about, buy my product, buy my service, and people just go whoop, whoop, whoop. Because that's not the correct
That's not
connection
where we're
message.
going with this.
You have to go to what does the customer or the client or what are their pain points? What is
Mm.
the thing that they need help with? That's where you start. You don't start with the story of buy my product, buy my this, buy my that, because it doesn't work. And it doesn't work. That's why I see all of the, I did this, I posted this and it didn't work and nobody put any comments and nobody shared it. Well, because it's the wrong message. You didn't tell the story right. And plus you didn't do a CTA, a call to action, to tell them or ask them to share it with others, like we did at the beginning. I said, share this out on all the platforms you're on so we have more people learn what you're going to learn today. So that was the call to action. You have to have one of those. There are so many things, so many parts of this that you have to have. That's why I'm laying it out. And it seems like a lot of work because it is. But once you do the work of, okay, I got it, I know my why, I got my message. And once you do it a couple times and you keep doing it, it becomes, I know. And it is like, what's today's story? Once you get it working properly, what's today's story is what do I want to talk about today that's going to get the attention of my audience that I know that they want to know about. See that?
See,
It's
that's
not
the
just
thing. When you come across the room, don't start necessarily talking about you. You're supposed to say, hey, I saw you across the room. You look so pretty in that dress. And then I saw you dancing with so-and-so. You're such a great dancer. Would you like to dance? Oh.
Oh, see, look at that story. A beginning, a middle, and the ending is, yes, I'd love to dance with you. The end. See that? That's the story.
And now that I got you on this dance floor and you're a captive audience, we can talk a little bit about when you ask me, so where are you from? Because that is the polite way conversations go.
Yeah. See, I love that Terralina did that. Because see, now you had the one dance. And the song is only 3 minutes. What's gonna happen at the end of the 3 minutes? Well, you better have a breadcrumb to the next thing. Once you start, you stop. You said, that was lovely. Thank you for the dance. And then you ask for another, or you ask for the number, or you ask to go on another date, or see how it flows from there. It's a breadcrumb situation. One little piece leads to the next and the next and the next. You don't just throw it all at once. You don't.
Okay, it's not a booty call; it's a dance, people.
See, Carolina said I didn't say that. She said it's a booty call.
It's
She
not a
meant a
booty
dance,
call.
not a booty call.
It's not a booty call. It's a dance.
Did that?
We turn everything into a booty call. Look, hey, you want to go to bed? Wait a minute. Who are you? You need a license for that. Wait a minute.
I'm not gonna test that.
So what I'm saying is, consider your customer first.
Yes.
Come prepared to provide service.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah. Now I'm looking for a graphic that I wanted to show you to talk
Mhm.
about the core, the story. So I'm just bringing it up.
Okay.
Just hold on a second. I mean, you can keep talking. I'm just,
Yes.
if you see
I
me
just
looking
think
down.
so many times when we're telling our story, it's always about us.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if your customer wants it to all be about you unless
Right.
what you do relates to them.
Right.
Does
So
that
I have this
make sense?
graphic that I thought it was very interesting. I
Okay.
hope if you can't see it, I'm just going to read it out. So there's two circles. So
Mm-hmm.
this is your channel of, you see your story on the left
Can we
here.
put it on the solo view?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah. Okay. So your story, and what do
Mm-hmm.
you have under that circle is the why, the how, the what. But look at the right side here, the customer story,
Mm-hmm.
pain points, needs, and wants. And then the bottom here, you see these two circles when they overlap. You see the
Mm-hmm.
part in the middle with the dollar sign? That's
Mm-hmm.
your story and the customer story aligns and meets. That's where the magic happens. That's where the money happens. I love this graphic because that's where the money happens. So you got your story, why,
Mm-hmm.
how, what, and then the customer story, pain point, needs, and wants. See how those two things, when
Yeah,
they overlap, when the overlap is what you're concerned with. That's why they got that dollar sign there. That's where the money happens for your business. See, and they get what they want. I love this. I love this graphic.
I do too. I think it's real clear.
Hmm. It's really clear. I love it. That's why I said let me screenshot this and show you that is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
This where this dollar sign, where the stories align. Your story, the customer story, the why, how, of what of your business aligns
Uh-huh.
with the customer story of what they want. The pain points means the things that hurt them. I need a solution right now.
Yes.
I have a need, I have a want. And when you match that and your stories align, that's where the money happens. That's where all the good stuff flows from. So you want to keep that in mind. You want to have that when you're thinking about it, your story. So that's why I said the core. The core is that area of the stories, the two stories overlapping, and I love that we had the dollar sign in there. I was like, I gotta show this.
That's cute. I like it. It's
Yeah,
real cute.
visually, right? Visually, you
Mm-hmm.
see it because I can
Yes.
tell you, but visually, you're seeing that's where you want to be in that middle part.
Yes.
Everything aligns. Your what you want, what they want, and it meets, and that's where the profits and the growth
I like
happen.
it when you said that's where the good stuff happens.
That's
Yes.
where the good stuff. Yeah, I said, oh, they put that dollar sign in there. Because if you're, back to that image, if you're on one side of the circle, the ones that meet, if you're on this side, nothing's happening. Everything happens there in the middle. Because
Mm-hmm.
as a
Mm-hmm.
business, you are in it to make a profit.
A
So this is a
profitable
profit.
business that's fun
Yes.
to run.
Yeah. You can't say it
Mm-hmm.
any better than that. Okay. So that's what we have. That's what I have for you today. I wanted to continue on building a strategy of the why, which some people say the passion, I say the why, because that's the driver. Everything you're going to get your topic and say, well, like with Claudia, food. That's too big. You got to niche it down. You got to get your marketing message. She has that, and now all it is your story. And your story is what drives you to create content every day because you want to match what your customer needs. That
Mm-hmm.
that circle with the overlap and
Yeah.
that's what you want. That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
Wow.
So do those things.
Profitable business. It's fun to run.
That's the core. The core. That's
Mm-hmm.
where like I said, that's where all the magic happens. The money.
With where needs. We in the auditorium of my high school, it had the words up there where youth and opportunity meet. Where entrepreneurs and customers meet, there is opportunity.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's the opportunity. The opportunity where the two stories, your business story, your customer story, where they overlap and meet. That is the magic. That is the opportunity, and it's there. Because I bring this up because I see so many people that are frustrated or upset because they're doing the things that they're told to do,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing is happening. Oh, Instagram engagement is down. It's down. It's down for everybody because they changed the algorithm and they
Mm-hmm.
got rid of the bots.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? This was all about work. But it's less work if you do the things that I said about knowing your why, getting the niche down, doing the message, and now your story. And all of those things should come easily if you know your why, your
Mm-hmm.
passion. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Then don't do it. That's
There you go.
simple.
There you go.
Simple. Yeah, that's it. So if you have more questions, you can follow me, Terry Johnson Online. Let me find my banner that we got here. Find me at Terry Johnson Online. All everywhere, Google, Facebook, Instagram, wherever I'm there. Or you can go to the Biz Chicks, the Biz
Mm-hmm.
Chick page, the Biz Chicks group. They're everywhere too, and you can find me, or you can find the Biz Chicks, and you can
Yep.
ask us for help because we're here to help, really and truly.
Or you can join Biz Chicks at 33777. Just text Biz to this number and join. Also, you can request to join the Biz Chicks private group. We are always posting information in there, and you can also share your events, etc., in the Facebook group. But
Mm-hmm.
Terry, you have hit on something today that I think that very few people recognize the fact
Mm-hmm.
that the why is the center of everything. It's the
Yeah.
core, and
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm, yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to keep these parts of it simple because it can be overwhelming. It can be
because
confusing.
there's so much information, and
Yes,
we begin to feel like, okay, I don't know enough, and we just get paralyzed and don't do nothing.
that's it. There's so much information,
Mhm.
overwhelm, people telling you to do this, that, and that, and you get paralyzed and you don't do
Like I
anything.
can't do it all, so therefore I'm doing nothing. You know
Right.
what
You
I mean?
don't do anything and so you get paralyzed and nothing happens and that's not what you want. We don't want that at all. So that's why I try to talk about topics, bring it to you simple. If it's
Mhm.
whatever trending or the news and digital marketing affects your business, I'm going to talk about it here. So that's why I say you come here, you listen and you get your information, you learn and you bring others to the table so they learn too. And see, that's how the information spreads and the right message, the right information gets out to those who need it. That's
Mhm.
how it goes. So that's why that's my why. Because you can say, well, what's my why? My why is to say, what are the things that are going on with your business, with marketing that is like so overwhelming? And I'm like, wait a minute, we're going to talk about it here and we're going to make it simple. I like to talk about breadcrumbs, little piece here, that leads to the next, that leads to the next, that leads to the next. Because you don't
Mhm.
have to eat it all at once. You don't. That's not going to help. That's not going to help you at all as a business owner.
So business is having the right product for the right customer at the right time, and as far as marketing and letting them know you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
There's a way to do that. Oh, there's a comment here from Hey Khalid. He says every business has a purpose and it shouldn't simply be to earn a profit. If you know your
Uh-huh.
company's mission, the money
Mhm.
will come. But without a concrete reason or passion driving your hard work, your business will lack direction. Exactly. That's it in the nutshell. That's it. You have a purpose, and it's not a profit. That's the end goal, but
Mhm.
that's not your purpose. There's an end goal of making a profit, but there's a purpose of getting your message out. So that's why I was talking about this. I've been talking for the last couple of weeks, been talking about the message, the niche,
Mhm.
your why, because you need all those pieces first before you get to, well, I want to earn a profit. And people start with the profit. I want to earn a profit first. That's a goal of business, but that's not the purpose of business. And I'm glad Khalid put that there. That's a very powerful way to say it. So thank you for that, Khalid. I appreciate that. See, that's how it happens. We have people that are here. We're all together talking about this topic. Everybody adds their thoughts and opinions.
Yeah.
We discuss it because the more the merrier. More brains, more heads in the game brings more information to the table. See,
There you
so
go.
not one person has the answer. You know, we all have bits and pieces of an answer. So we want to put them together here.
And different ways of saying the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Because we
Yes,
are
because
saying the same thing.
right, because see, the way Khalid says it, it may appeal to someone who's listening who
Mhm.
doesn't get the way I say it, and that's perfectly fine. That's why you want to have as many voices as you can, but that we all have to be singing the same tune, though. We want to have a bunch of voices, but we want to be kind of on the same wavelength. Okay, you know, you got the alto, the soprano, the bass, the tenor, but
Mhm.
you know, put it together, and that's what I'm saying. I love that he said that it's you have a purpose, but profit isn't the purpose. Purpose is the end result, one of the goals, one
Mhm.
of the goals. Okay, so thank you for that. All right, so we're done for today. Talking about this topic, and we can continue the discussion. The replay viewers, please put your opinions, your thoughts, your comments in the chat. If you guys, anyone listening, like I said, you need help, we're here to help. Find us, Terry Johnson online. Find me, the Biz Chicks. Find the Biz Chicks. We're everywhere. We're not impossible to find. And Khalid says, "Sing in the same tune. Love it." See? That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why, you know, I say we all must be in the same tune, and it happens with society. It's not even with businesses, with society. You can see obviously what's going on, which we're not going to talk about, but that's because we're all out of tune. Everybody's singing a different song.
You need to walk together unless they agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to dance if you're doing a waltz and I'm doing I don't know, break dancing. It looks a little peculiar.
It looks weird. It looks weird. Or somebody playing hip hop and somebody else is doing classical. It's not mixing well. Well, it can mix. You know, if you got the right producer, you can mix music to sound. You know, do two different genres or three or more.
It's gonna take some work.
Yeah, it takes work, and it takes a skilled producer. And the producer, would, in this sense, with society, would be the administration. So I'm going to leave it like that.
All right. With that, I want to remind everybody, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. And we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll be here with Coach Karen, all the way from Toronto, Canada, talking about your business and your money and keeping your mind on your money, because you can't keep your health if you ain't got your wealth, because it'll stress you out, guys. All right, so come on over. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time. And
bye.
We'll to it. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.